Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wolf Quest, where we have just finished up Generation 5 of our 10 Generation Legacy Challenge with both the Dawn and Dark Moon packs. They are cousin packs, in case you guys didn't know. We actually split a pair of siblings into the Dawn pack and the Dark pack many generations ago, and basically they run side by side each generation as packs that we consider cousins. It manages to give us a lot more variety in how each of the wolves manage to live and what their stories might be, while also providing us with a lot of delight in seeing even more of the wolf puppies running around. And it's time. It is time to pass the torch from Generation 5 to Generation 6 of our Wolf Quest stories. So this has been a little bit of a hard one because Atlas the Third and his cousin B were actually the wolves that took over for Generation 5, and they had a lot of things about the world change right around them. Like a whole bunch of things ended up changing while we were playing with them. Basically from the injury system to how a lot of the wild animals, like the prey, would react, how some of the predators would react, how the other wolf packs would react. The colors of like the hex tiles changed. It just kept kind of moving things along so that we had a whole year of every single time we would try to step back into their story. It was so dramatically unpredictable because we never knew how the updates might change things. And that actually made it really hard on Atlas here because he did start taking a lot more injuries, and it also made it really hard on B because she also started taking a lot more injuries and things became a little bit more challenging. So let's see, show dead wolves. Okay, there we go. So now we're gonna actually see which one of our wolf pups we think are up to the task of taking on the 6th generation. And I need to give you guys a couple very important details. Whoa! Help! Help! Okay, there we go. I need to give you guys a couple of very, very important details about what Generation 6 might look like before we begin, because I'm pretty sure all of you already know this. The Lost River DLC is due before the holidays, and that is very exciting. So hopefully, and it may not happen right away, we will actually be able to dive in and have Generation 6 start off in Lost River, where you will be able to do everything from not only going ahead and learning to hunt and finding a mate, but you can even raise your wolf pups in the Lost River area. And after having spent 5 generations over here in the valley, I think that moving the last 5 generations to this expansive new area, help, would be a really good idea, because I think that it will allow us to see a whole new place. It would allow us to come up with so many new challenges because it does have the abandoned human populations in cities, and it will also be a map that is 30% bigger. Like, I don't know why it keeps jumping around there, but 30%, you guys, that is huge. That is like just such a gigantic expansion from the maps that we have been used to, and they're already enormous. So clearly I think that there's going to be plenty and plenty and plenty of room to grow, of stories to have, of unique challenges to make in the Lost River DLC. Just, we don't exactly know when it's going to come out. So here's my debate, friends. Should we go ahead and should we just patiently wait? Or should we go ahead and potentially see if maybe we can learn to hunt and find a mate with our wolves, whoever ends up inheriting the family tree? Or should we continue to play with Atlas the Third and Breeze and B and her mate Cliff and in endless summer mode and just kind of see if we're able to keep everybody alive from that point on? That might be really challenging because that means that we'd be exposing our pups to more risks, but I'm also concerned that if we chose one of our wolf pups to go ahead and take on, like, the future, and little Jet died when he was so small. Okay, that makes me so sad. But if we chose little, like one of these wolf pups to go ahead and start finding a mate on Amethyst Mountain, I don't know if you can move from Amethyst Mountain to Lost River. I'm hoping you can, but I'm not sure if you can. I'm not sure if you have to start your wolf off in Lost River. So I need to know your guys' thoughts on that. Do we stay with the pups and play an endless summer until the DLC comes out? Do we just go ahead and pick our heirs and then wait for the Lost River DLC to come out? Or do we kind of risk it and we get our wolf pups raised, like we're all grown up for Generation 6, we pick out our heirs and we go to Amethyst Mountain and cross our fingers that we can go from Amethyst Mountain to Lost River? I think maybe that third option is a good idea, but I need to have a little disclaimer to that. Here's the trick, guys. If we do end up going ahead and choosing one of Generation 6 wolf pups, if they learn how to hunt and they find a mate on Amethyst Mountain, and if it turns out we can't actually go from there to Lost River, would you all be okay with saying that just something happened that ended up breaking the family apart and our wolf pup had to start all over in a new area, finding a new mate in Lost River? We could come up with all sorts of really interesting dramatic stories about how that happened. We could even try playing as the mate that they lost in some way, or just try to find a wolf that looks more or less identical and say they found each other again. There's a lot of options there, but I would really love to know what you guys think should happen, because that's you guys love WolfQuest, and I just really want to make sure that the journey we have ahead is going to fold in the Lost River adventures and everything else we need to do really wonderfully. So yeah, I need your input, like literally that's very important to me. But all of that said, let's go ahead and move on by seeing who might inherit the Dawn Moon pack first. So as you guys know, Whisper, who was actually one of the favorites of Atlas III and Breeze's litter, ended up dying. All of a sudden, at the very last moment, just as we were coming in to go ahead and make sure that Echo recovered from her sickness, that Zephyr II didn't wander away, that Whisper just needed to wait another moment for her siblings to grow up, she was killed by a coyote. And it was so tremendously tragic. I kind of wish in the family tree, by the way, you would be able to see like how the pup died, just maybe. But a quick update. So now we have Echo and Zephyr to choose between. Their parents being Atlas III and Breeze, and Atlas's parents being Cinder. Oh, I miss her, and Lark. Oh, those two had a really good relationship. Such a good relationship. So let's go ahead and see. Echo actually has less stamina, but she has a little bit of speed. Oh, whoa. Zephyr has more stamina and more strength, but he has less health and less speed. Huh. We're gonna have to make some decisions about that, I think. Let's go ahead and have Echo. We don't want to make her into an Iron Wolf. Okay, and now she's available in My Wolves, so we'll take a look at her in just a second. And then we're going to have Zephyr pop in, and let's see how they look. So we need to find Echo. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Oh, Beaver, I remember Beaver. Oh, Clover, Clover, another one of like our wonderful beloved favorites. I mean, I love all of them, but oh, Dove. Man, maybe we should go back and vote on one of the old wolves to play as like an Iron Wolf or something. Echo, what the heck? How did you get a collar on? Wow! So this is what Echo actually looks like. She ended up getting a collar. She is a black wolf. She's very, very pretty. She kind of reminds me a lot of her grandma Cinder, actually. And apparently at some point she got tagged and collared, which I think is very fascinating. So that's how Echo turned out. And okay, we're gonna have to go all the way to the end of the list for Z, for Zephyr. Raven, Rosethorn, Rosetta, Swallow, Zephyr. Ah, Zephyr, come back. And here is Zephyr. So he looks a lot like his father, but it looks like he has some extra scarring around the mouth or just some different coloring. Oh, look at him. Beautiful orange eyes. He does look a lot like his dad. Oh man, we're gonna have to think about him as well. And then let's go ahead and let's see. So Atlas, those are your kids. They're all grown up and we have to pick between one of the two of them to go ahead and be the heir to the next generation. So now let's jump over to B. Bee has a much more expansive family tree. Just for a quick reminder, Bee's mother was Rosetta and her father was Troilus. They had a really deep romance throughout their entire lives. And Bee's mate was Cliff, who was an older wolf who was very protective of his pups. He was an absolutely devoted father. I think he's been the most hands-on with the pups' father that we've ever had for our wolves, which was very exciting. And they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pups. Everyone from Lilac, Kaleidoscope, Honey, Plum, Morning Glory, and Little Jet, who did actually end up passing away of illness. I think he was one of our first wolf pups since the Wolf Quest Anniversary Edition to pass away from illness. Please correct me if I'm wrong with that. And it was just such a tragedy. But at least we do happen to have all of his sisters ready to go ahead and show us what they have to offer to potentially being the 6th generation of the Dark Moon Pack. So with Lilac, we actually have a bit more stamina but less speed, so she would be a little slower. With Kaleidoscope, we have a bit more health but less speed. With Honey, we actually have a bit more stamina but less speed and health. With Plum, we actually have more health but less speed, so it seems like all of the wolf pups got slower. Oh my gosh, even Morning Glory! So Morning Glory has less speed and health, but she has more strength and stamina. All right, let's go ahead and prep all of these lovely wolves, and then we will go ahead and see what each one of them has to offer to the future of the family tree. All right, Honey, let's go ahead. And then Plum, almost there. There we are. Don't want to make them into Iron Wolves. And then finally, Morning Glory. I'm gonna be honest, I might be a little biased towards Kaleidoscope. I'm not sure what to do since it turns out her stats are pretty low. And even though Morning Glory was kind of the runt of the litter, I think it's interesting that yes, she has less health than everyone else, but she has more strength. I think she's actually the strongest of the litter. And then she and Lilac and Honey have the most stamina. And let's see, every single wolf pup lost speed between Cliff and I think that was mostly a Bee thing, probably because she inherited that from her mother, so it's just in the family. And then yeah, it looks like the healthiest wolf pup was actually Plum, because she has the most health out of everybody too. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to start going through and seeing what each one of them turned into. All right, we're gonna back up just so I know we're starting from the A's. Oh my gosh, where do the A's start? Okay, over here with Achilles. All right, now where, oh where, there's Bristle Clover, Delphinium, Demeter, Dove, and then we've got Echo. Dove, did I have you as an Iron Wolf? Wow. Echo, wait a second, Echo? Yeah, Echo was with Atlas's litter, sorry about that. There's Honey, Journey, Kaleidoscope. What happened to you? Are those burn marks? Hold up here. Did she get caught in some sort of fire? She did. Look at the wounds that she has. Can I see what happens? Can we? Oh, we can't change that about her either. This is just what she's got for her coat. Wow. Callie, what happened to you? I wonder if maybe we could say the damage that she has taken might have something to do with potentially ending up in Lost River. Like maybe there are some pollutants still left over. Maybe there happens to be some sort of horrible acid or radiation or something that ended up in some of the water. Like maybe she got lost in an underground sewer system, big giant cavernous tubes that were filled with leftover untreated waste that totally shouldn't have been there. And then we've got Lilac. Yeah, Lilac, you actually, I'm pretty sure you're one of the crew. Oh, wow. Lilac turned out really, really stunning. Have we ever had a wolf with quite that color pattern before? I don't know if we have. Oh, she's really enchanting, isn't she? I was not expecting that. And then we've got, oh, hey, Meadow. Mink! I totally forgot about Mink. And Morning Glory. All right, so look at her. She's actually got a scar over her eye. She looks quite a bit like her uncle Atlas, to be honest. And a little bit like a good mix between Cliff and then maybe like somebody further back in the family tree, like I don't think Cinder? Yeah, because Rosetta was actually her grandma. So I think I need to write this down, don't I? Because the family tree now contains, look how many wolves. Come on, give me a break here. But Morning Glory, definitely still one of our strongest fighters. Hey, Parsley. And Plum. Plum, my dear. Look at you. Another scar. There's so much diversity into the coloring. I do love the colors that Plum has now. Raven, Rosebud, Rosethorn, Rosetta, Swallow, Zephyr, Achilles. All right, I'm missing somebody here. I may have just zipped past them because I was overwhelmed with the number on the family tree. Lilac, Kaleidoscope. Honey, I just blasted right past Honey. I can't believe I did that. It's because I just got so used to like all of the other like honey and like bee themed, because apparently we have used that multiple times. All right, and we did find Plum, didn't we? Okay, I'm sorry. All right, hang on. I'm writing it all down. Forgive me, friends. I have a little bit of trouble with my memory of late, but we're gonna find everybody. So next up should probably be Honey, huh? I probably just zipped past her because there's so many wolves. Oh, there you are, Honey. Oh, Honey. Oh, she's very pretty as well. Wow. This is going to be a lot harder to pick from than I thought, though I do kind of like Scrappy Kaleidoscope having to like survive some sort of really dramatic like past. All right, and then we're going to be looking for probably, there's Callie. So we're going to set Callie. She, wow. I don't know if we've ever had a wolf with those kinds of burns before. She is very pretty too, I will admit. Like, I think that there's already a lot of history to her name. And then here's Lilac, still looking stunning, have to admit. And then let's see. So next we should have, there's Mink. Morning Glory, there we go. All right, Morning Glory. She is very pretty too, and she is our strongest wolf, which is nice to remember. All right. I feel like I forgot one again. Plum! There you are. All right. So then Plum, also a little bit of a fighter. Excellent, excellent. Rosebud, Rosethorn, and then we had Kaleidoscope, who we did mark as well. Did I favorite her? I hope I favorited her. Heck. Callie, are you here? Callie? Dang it, Callie! Did I really not favorite her again? I'm so sorry, friends. There's so many wolves. I feel like, okay, there you are, Callie. You were favorited. Oh, I got her mixed up with her cousin who had the collar on. I see what happened. Well, there you go, guys. There are all of the potential heirs for both of the litters, keeping in mind that, of course, picking between Zephyr II and his sister is for one pack, and all of the other girls are for the other pack. And I need to know what you guys think. We have some really fascinating ideas from our Patreon Discord about perhaps calling this the Winds of Change, or maybe Echoes of the Past. So, oh man, that's gonna be really tricky because Echoes of the Past might fit with Lost River. So we need to pick a theme, and we need to pick which wolf pup, and I need to know what you guys think. Should we go ahead, and should we wait until Lost River, or should we try to find mates, or should we just continue to play Endless Summer and kind of risk things? Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye!